So good morning. My name is Alok, and this is Waking Wise, and we are taking meditations on Vedant. I request all the participants to mute the microphones and sit back and have a great time. Today we'll be taking care of the fundamental. We have been discussing this aspects of Vishay, right? Vishay is the other subjects, so that we actually go into the next phase, which is a very deep phase, which is called Vikar. Right. A lot of people. So the very first thing that you do is keep your spine straight. The L5S1 has to be straight. So take a deep, long breath. Purakaha. Close your eyes. Fill up your tummy. Fill up your chest. Fill up your shoulders. Take a deep, long breath. Re chakaha. Exhale. Exhale, not because it is required. Exhale because there is negativity inside the body mind complex, which once exhaled will go away. Purakaha. Take a deep, long breath. Fill up yourself like a balloon, as long, as deep as you can. Right? If you wish, you might as well switch off the video, but feel free to breathe as much as possible as you can. Re Chakaha. Exhale with your shoulders down, with your chest down, and with your tummy down in that order. At least 10 seconds. More the merrier. Purakaha. Purakaha. Inhale. Inhale with the tummy full, then followed by the chest full, followed by the shoulders up. Exhale. Re Chakaha. Exhale with the shoulders down, with the chest down, and with the tummy in, tacking it back to the back spine. Purakaha. You may choose your own rhythm, own timing. You may not necessarily follow my Purak Rechak instructions, but the central idea is while you're meditating, keep your breath as long as possible. Keep your breath as deep as possible. Keep your breath as profound as possible. Rechakha. Even yesterday, what we have seen is we are married to our subjects. Today, we will go a step beyond that. The senses that we have, the five senses: eyes, nose, ears, tongue, and touch. Eyes, nose, ears, tongue, and touch. They contact with matter in the external world. Now ask your mind, which is that one thing which you really love? It can be any of those five. From the eyes, vision; from the ears, sound; from the nose, smell; from the tongue, taste; from the body, any form of touch. Just picturize the most beautiful and the most closely held stuff which you feel always, which is very close to your mind, wherein you will just do it again and again and again your entire lifetime. You're so much in love with that subject, right? Or that object. विषय में रमण. In Hindi it's called विषयों में रमण. Raman means you know, being in the space. So come out in your mind and visualize that particular thing which you really love. That could be a beautiful scenery which you like in somewhere in the mountains and Himalayas. Or there could be an amazing sound which you may have heard, the sound of your kid's first pronunciation. Or that could be such an amazing smell of your life that you may never forget the smell, and it has its own memories. Right? Or that could be the taste of the food you had it first time in your life and maybe the last time. Or you can feel the touch of someone who you deeply loved, and that was you loved it so much that you wanted to do again and again and again. Slowly feel the same experiences which have happened by visualizing your favorite subject, your favorite incidents. Feel the pleasure that it gives of smelling, because eventually the pleasure is internal. You felt the pleasure. The instigator was outside. The perfume was outside, right? But then the pleasure was inside. The sound was outside. The pleasure was inside. The vision was outside. The pleasure is inside. The taste was outside, but the pleasure is again inside. The object of touch was outside, but the pleasure is inside. Can you feel that the pleasure is coming only to you, irrespective at the external level? The sound which is coming or the vision which is coming is your vision or somebody else's vision. It is being initiated by you or initiated by a third party. The vision can be the mountains, which is third party. But if you close the eyes, the mountains don't exist. If you close the ears, the sound don't exist. If you close your nose, the smell doesn't exist. So similarly with taste, right? You have a bad throat, you do not have any taste to the most tastiest of the food. And same is the case with touch. If you are not well, you will not be able to feel the warmth of a close hug. The pleasure is inside. Relive this pleasure. Relive this pleasure for time being. Couple of minutes. Feel the happiness which is coming out of it. Feel the happiness. So the pheromones from the beautiful and the lovely smell which came from whatever your favorite smell was, right? The pheromones interacted with the nose, nostrils, and produced a command, and it went to the neural network. From there, a chemical was released. The chemical went to the brain, and that chemical was any of the four chemicals which are required for happiness. When you are starting to feel happy, you can instigate your own happiness. You do not need to depend on an external chemical like pheromone. That is how you actually derive control over yourself. Feel the pleasure. And it's perfectly fine that if you're not able to feel 100% pleasure, even if you're able to feel 1% pleasure, it's perfectly fine. Even a 0.1% pleasure is perfectly fine. Let us go to the deeper side of it. Even if it is not pleasure, you are able to recollect that you love something itself is pleasurable. Now, this is what Vedanta says, and this is what the reality is, that you are the observer of the process of pleasure creation or pleasure destruction. The pleasure could have been created externally, or the pleasure could have been created internally. Go one step back Externally created pleasure, internally created pleasure, but the observer is constant. The observer observed the pleasure. The observer observed that there was externally created pleasure earlier, and now the observer is observing that the pleasure is internally created. Now the observer is also observing that the pleasure is not there, or it is not of the same magnitude or the percentage. Pleasure will come and pleasure will go, but you are observing that. This is the mantra. This is the mantra. From the subjects, from the objects, from the subjects and from the objects, matter will come in contact with your senses. From the subjects and the objects, matter will come in contact with the senses. The senses will marry them and produce an outcome. That outcome can be pleasure, that outcome can be despair, distress, pain. That is never in your hand. If a good smell comes, you feel pleasurable. If a bad smell comes, you feel bad. But you always can observe that you are observing the good and the bad smell. This is what Vedanta says. You are the observer and you are not the pleasure, or you are not the instigator, the initiator of the pleasure. The pleasure can be again internally or externally created. Pleasure is happening in the body, or pleasure is not happening in the body. Are you observing? Are you observing? Be aware, observe. Be aware, observe. Be aware, observe. This observer is the truth. The pleasure is untrue. True, false. Observer, true. Pleasure, false. Pleasure created externally, false. Created internally, true. There cannot be a simple way to understand this. Did you observe the pleasure earlier? Can you observe the pleasure now? Did you observe that there was no pleasure in the middle? There may not be a pleasure again. That's okay. It's a sinusoidal curve. We're all educated to understand. Pleasure will come, go. Then come, then go. Are you observing that? You are the observer of the pleasure. Stay in this zone of observation for some time. The mind will stop running the film, rerun the film. Recheck, are you getting the pleasure? Good. Are you observing that you are getting the pleasure? Great. Recheck. The mind, is it running the film? No. Put it on. Yes. Are you getting the pleasure? No. That's okay. Are you observing that you are not getting the pleasure? Yes. Greatest. The observer cannot die. The pleasure will always die. There is no pleasure which is sustenance in throughout life. Or similarly, there is no stress or distress which is sustainable throughout life. It's a cyclical. Happiness and distress. Cyclical. But the observer is constant. You have been observing this entire process while throughout this body. Going forward, we will figure it out how you actually roam in the subjects in the next series of vikars. When there are five vikars, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Matsar. Although there are eight, but then these are the five principal ones. Five: Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, and Matsar. These are the principal errors which come when the senses interact with the matter. Right now, you're observing. If your observer is very strong, if your observer is very strong, you will defeat any external things which are coming. It will build your mental immunity and it will bring mental impunity, immunity as well as impunity. Stay in the zone of observation as long as the time permits. Currently, come back, come back to the mind and thank the mind that it has given you an amazing feeling, whatever limited pleasure that you may have derived. 1 second, 10 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes. It's okay. Fold your hands, come back to your body, rub your hands, rub it on your face, your body, move your body, open your eyes. We are done with today's session. Any questions which I can quickly answer? Any questions?
Question. Thank you.
Thank you. So we look forward to have you again. Thank you again.